Howdy, folks. I'm Mark, and today I am joined by two folks here. It is Billy Cox. Billy, thanks for coming back.
Hey, thanks for having me, Mark.
Absolutely. And a newcomer here, we have Memphis Davila. Did I say it right?
You sure did. Hi.
Excellent.
Nice to be here.
Well, thank you, Memphis. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining me for this short talk about video games. And you are listening to Quick Play. So let's get right into it. Well, Billy, you're the one who played matchmaker here, and you had Memphis hop on the podcast here. What's on your mind? I mean, we have a topic that we've got notes for and everything, but that aside, Billy, what's on your mind? What do you want to talk about today?
So the last time I was on the podcast, it was like a confession of just like I wasn't into video games lately.
Mm-hmm.
And in the recent month, I guess Memphis got his butt kicked in TCG enough that he was like, let's go to VGC instead. VGC and TCG for Pokemon.
Very nice.
And so we're getting into the competitive nature into those games. And I thought it'd be just fun to come on the podcast and talk about, competitive gaming.
Very nice. Memphis, do you put on tournaments or do you just participate in them with
I currently just participate. I am currently in the works of getting my TO certificate with Pokemon for VGC.
Okay. Very cool.
So TO is tournament organizer.
Yeah,
and then
tournament
TCG is trading card game, and VGC is video game championships.
And you and I were just discussing this before we started, but VGC is exclusively a Pokemon turn, or is that used somewhere else?
Yeah, it's exclusively, from what we were looking at before this, a Pokemon term. I thought it was a vague term, but it does not appear to be the case at all.
I wonder if is it more for like card games that have video game versions? I guess what other card games have video like more significant video games? Like, I mean, there are Digimon games, but the other like
Digimon doesn't have really any multiplayer competitiveness, so I think it's a very unique thing with Pokemon.
I think it is only Pokemon, because like even Magic's online client is still just the trading card game, but online.
Right.
And we was talking about earlier where the fighting games, FGC, and then Fortnite's is Fortnite.
That was Fortnite
competitive. Fortnite competitive. So they all have their own terms. So like when I think VGC, before this I was thinking all of them were called that.
Yeah.
Not the case.
Well, there you go. I'm curious to see if there's more out there. If you know any more, let us know, because I will learn something too. Well, Memphis, so you're going through this process to be a TO. As you're learning, like what goes into the process of like putting on a video game tournament?
Yeah, that's a great question. I have put a lot of thought into that myself as I've started taking these tests, because the test to become a TO is a lot different from becoming a judge, which I've already taken for multiple TCGs. Okay. And it's more of it's determining what the people want, right? Like you're not doing a tournament for you. You're wanting to know what your player base wants to play. And so I think that's like kind of the thing that's been cool to me is like kind of reaching out across the like aisle and being like, hey, what do you want to see put on here? Like what's going to get you here and coming back, right?
Yeah. That's fascinating. So I got caught up too and about being a judge. What does that look like? Is that being a referee or
to an extent, yeah. So I haven't really judged anything in Pokemon, but I took the apprentice judge exam. It's like the level 0, the lowest of the low for Star Wars Unlimited, fairly newer TCG, and took the practice exam for Magic judging as well. But really, it's just basically refereeing card games. You're just making sure no one's breaking any rules. You're doing deck checks. You're kind of like the tournament organizer's right hand man, making sure everything goes smoothly. Nice.
Okay, cool. When you said judge, I had in mind of like an Olympic gymnast judge, where you're giving a 0 out of 10 score for like how this Charizard's doing. It's like Pokemon's way more complex than I thought it was.
We should start investing in those.
There you go. Yes. There's a whole like some Pokemon mini game that's like a showmanship thing, right? I'm thinking of. Am I making that up?
They do have they're like beauty contests in some of the games, or where you can get different ribbons depending on what you do. Yeah.
Nice. I don't know how much Billy had prepped you, but I know so little about Pokemon. Like I was like a Gen 1 baby that just watched the show and then dropped off for my entire life. And I played Pokemon Sword, and that's about it. That's all I know. So
yeah, I played the game, collected the cards religiously when I was a kid, lived with my mom and stuff, and fortunately had to get rid of my stuff and didn't really pick the game back up or consume any content till I'd like to say it was like March when I
like this year
saw that. Yeah. So I saw that Druids was doing Pokemon, and the newest set had just came out, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. It was called Journey Together, and it was all about trainers and their relationship with the Pokemon. I was like, oh, that's sick.
Yeah. So
that's kind of what brought me back.
Very nice. So this is something that, like, you both will be familiar with, but like on the player side of tournament, like what does that look like to enter in, to be a part of? Like what's the process?
So for the small side of tournaments, there's a Pokemon event locator website. You just go to Google, type in Pokemon events, you type in your area, and it will give you a list of all Pokemon events in your area. So if you like playing the card games, the video games, or Pokemon Go, you can find an event near you. You have to build a team, and I think Memphis can vouch for this, that building a team or a deck in any of the three games is very time consuming.
A lot of prep time. Nice. Yeah, Memphis, how for you?
Yeah, it definitely can be. I think what goes into it a lot for me when it comes to like deciding on tournaments is I like to weigh a few different things. I like to weigh the distance away the tournament is, but I also like to weigh things like the cost of entry and the prize support, right? Like if I'm going to go spend my entire day playing a card game or VGC, or I don't play Go, but some people swear by Pokemon Go.
Dude, we're going to get you into Pokemon Go eventually, okay?
I still don't understand how competitive Pokemon Go really works, but I'm sure I won't go onto a soapbox yet.
But yeah, I like to weigh the distance, the cost of entry, and the prize support. Like if something's like $50 to enter, and it's like 100 miles away, and the prize support sucks, I'm not going.
Right? Sure.
But
yeah.
If that's a bit of an extreme, of course, but like I just like to value my time, but also value it up against like how much I'm enjoying the game at the time too.
Sure.
Like, I'm not going to spend $20 and go be miserable all day. I can sit at home and be miserable. I'll open up x.com.
Yeah. Nice. So this is all like you're kind of dabbling between like the trading card game and the VGC. It's the lingo I'm learning. Is it mainly Pokemon, or are there other games you're into as well competitively?
So I played competitive Magic from the time I'm about like the first year after I'd moved into Lafayette. So about from 8th grade, so like 2016 till honestly the beginning of this year. I went to the regional championship in Charlotte.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think it was February or March. I can't quite remember, but I missed day 2 by 2 points. So I just needed one more win. And after that, I took a look and was like, I don't really think this game's for me anymore. Like they've introduced what's called Universes Beyond. And it's a lot of non-Magic IPs, and that's great for the casual player, and it's great for the collector. But as someone that was paying hundreds of dollars for decks and paying hundreds of dollars to travel, I don't want to keep having to keep up with whatever IP slop they're bringing out.
Sure.
And then I dabbled in Star Wars Unlimited a little bit, and I love Star Wars. It's an IP I care a lot about, but I don't think my heart's not really in the TCG scene right now, aside from Pokemon. And I think my
Okay.
heart's only really in Pokemon because one, the cost of entry is so low. Like I can build best deck in the format $80, whereas $80 gets you one copy of a card in Magic sometimes.
Gotcha. Okay. Man, I didn't realize there was such a cost difference between the two. That's crazy. I think. Okay.
It is
$80 is like max too. A lot of the decks is like 60.
Okay. Man, that more makes me concerned about Magic than I guess I get impressed by Pokemon.
Pokemon's impressive in that way. Digimon is expensive for
Really?
single
Okay.
cards as well. I don't know how Pokemon does it. I guess the collectability mixed in with
there's a lot that
the
goes
thing.
into it.
Yeah, there's got to be a lot to it.
Interesting.
The perks
Okay.
of Pokemon is they have always had several different versions of one card, whereas it's newer for Magic. Like Magic just recently, a few years ago, started printing like 5-6 different versions of a single card, and they're all expensive. But
okay.
Pokemon has almost always done that, and every now and again they'll even introduce a new rarity. But the thing about it is, Pokemon's competitive scene is currently smaller than Magic's. So while the collector scene is huge, so the collectors are only going to want the rarest of the rare. So the base versions are all going to be really cheap, right?
Sure. And it's not like the more rare the card, the more powerful it is in Pokemon. Not necessarily.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. Billy, how about you? What else are you into? Like you got Pokemon. What are the things you're competitive?
Competitive wise, I would say Rocket League, but I'm just not good at that. Fortnite for sure. Dabbling into Pokemon Unite, and I think that's for the most part. The big one's Pokemon for me, and VGC's new, so it's a giant learning curve. I'm not getting it yet.
Gotcha. So I'll say too, of like I don't have much interest in doing competitive games. Partly because like it's just not the games I'm drawn to, and the ones that could be competitive, like I'm just not patient enough to really to want to be competitive. Like probably Smash Bros and Mario Kart are kind of like the two that are like beloved games I love a ton. I just don't want to like I don't want to watch the videos about hit frames for
Your party
late
game
Smash.
competitive.
Yeah, I am. I'm fine with that. But like, so what's the allure of being competitive, like diving into the meta, like getting into the tournaments and doing it this way? Memphis, what about for you?
The glory, right? Like everyone at the end of the day, like everyone wants to be a winner, right? Like
yeah,
my accomplishments in Magic pretty much begin and end with qualifying for the regional championships twice and almost day-2ing.
Yeah.
I have the third or fourth best record at an RC out of all of my friends, right?
Yeah.
And that's really cool to me. But this is something I've been trying to preach more, is that winning is something I love to do, but winning is also a state of mind, right? And that's something I've had to really balance a lot with getting into VGC, because let me tell you, I love it. I love how chess-like it is, but I suck at it. I suck at it. Sure. And it takes a lot to admit, like, I'm really bad at something and I want to get better.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if I'm learning something, I'm learning something new, I'm getting better at it. That's winning to me. I think everyone that is daunted by getting into something competitively just needs to set healthy goals for themselves, right? And healthy expectations, because you're not going to win the world championships your first event. You're not going to and that's okay. No one's expecting that.
Yeah.
Reasonably anyway.
Sure. Yeah. I think of like, again, with Smash Brothers, it's like, I mean, I just see the skill ceiling and the skill floor, to be honest. And it's like, I'm just like, it's going to take so much time for me to even get barely into that, of like, it's just not worth it. And I think there is a defeatist mentality with that. There is also a kind of knowing myself of like I'd rather play other games than put the time that's needed for something like Smash Brothers. But again, it's also of like, I just assume like I'll never get there. So like, why even try? And that's a maybe unfair.
Fighting games is hard too because you've also got to like master the reflexes, right? Like,
Yes.
and as you get older, those reflexes fade. So like, if you haven't put in the time to get that muscle memory from a younger age, you're just not going to be able to build it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just getting older. My reflex is getting slower. So maybe my time has already passed.
It's okay. Mine has to.
Well, Billy, how about you? Why do you do this?
So a dark memory came up, and I completely
Oh, no.
forgot about Smite 2, and the
Okay.
debacle of them getting rid of all of my skins.
Oh, man.
Hi-Rez, if you're listening, I know you're not, but come on. That was the dumbest thing in the world. I spent about $4,000 on Smite 1. Why do you have to do this to me? It was less of a competitive nature until I got good at it. But then, yes, once you're on a mountaintop and you're getting higher rank, and higher rank, it just feels really good. And
Yeah.
it's all you think about. I'll be going to bed after playing like an hour or two of Smite, and I'm just like, man, I could have done that differently. I'm going to learn from this. I'll do something different next time, see if that pans out. So
Yeah.
it's like challenging yourself, and then it consumes you in a way, the competitive nature of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally forgot about Smite. I was very competitive in that.
Oh, man. It's crazy. What has been, now that like you've kind of each delved more into the VG side, particularly with Pokemon, what, like, how do those tournaments look different? I mean, besides the obvious, but kind of what's that experience like compared to the trading card game?
The trading card game kind of stinks in my book competitively because there's a more human interaction that you're constantly doing. You're having to like, yes, I see your play. Yes, I acknowledge this. Whatever you're doing on your turn. And I don't like people. We went to a cup and challenge. We went to 2 cups so far together this year, and one of them, the guy would just sit there across from the board. He took 5 minutes to set up the game on his end, and then he would constantly be like, "Hey, time's almost over. You got to play quick." And then like I go to play one card, and he's like, "Hey, time's really about to be over. You need to go quicker." And I'm like, "Okay." VGC luckily has a little time limit on like to do moves and everything like that. You can just go in and not say a word after you start up the match.
Is it all online, or are you like still there with people playing people in person?
Oh, that's the fun thing. We do all in-person events.
Okay.
So you
But
go
you
in
just
and
said you don't like people. Why do you?
When I was growing up, we had a teacher that created a Pokemon club, and
Yeah.
I went to that for 3 years in a row after school. So being a tournament organizer is something that like I want to give back since Miss Atkins did the same to me.
Yeah.
And the library league, some days I'll have just 2 kids like I did last week, but they're learning and it's great. You see the enjoyment in their eyes whenever they figure out mechanic. And then just getting people together in this competitive nature. Me and Memphis are talking on the daily now because we're liking both of these things and just crap talking each other half the time too.
Nice. I'll say too, like I've heard you do the organization really well, and you're teaching these kids really well. So I want to shout you out that you're doing a good work with these kids.
Pokemon made it easy, so.
Well, Memphis, how about you? So talking about kind of differences between like VGC versus TGC.
Yeah, so it's really cool because, like Billy said, I actually love the human interaction aspect of TCG for a few reasons, right? One, I love meeting new people. I think a huge part of growing any kind of game is to foster a positive and like hopeful, optimistic community, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I love the human interaction aspect of that. I don't like a lot of Pokemon TCG is games are decided on one or two cards,
Mm-hmm.
whereas with VGC, it's my decisions matter every single turn. Every single turn. You don't really have that as much in TCG, and I get the appeal of that. There's also the time limits in TCG. There are a lot of ties, especially now. They've changed the time rules recently, and I'm not a fan of it. A lot of the competitive players aren't. But in TCG, you have a 20-minute chess clock, or you have a 20-minute match timer,
Okay.
and a 7-minute chess clock for each game.
Okay.
So like you're taking at most an hour, but I have almost never seen a match of VGC last an hour.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh man, an hour in one match sounds like a marathon.
It can feel like that, especially if depending on like the matchup, but it really does. At least in TCG, I've not really had anything like that go that long in VGC yet. It can fly. It can really fly by.
Yeah.
You'll finish a game, you're like, man, game 2, and there'll be like 10 minutes left in the match. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Better get a move on.
There you go. Well, nice. Okay. Also, I think I realized I've been saying TGC this whole time. VGC and TCG.
I think you only said it once.
Okay. I'm not fired yet. So, well, our time here is short. Anything else that like is Billy's coming out?
Oh, sorry, I'm watching wrestling in the background too. And Sky.
Oh man, got your full focus here, Billy. Come on,
you've got my full focus, other than my left eye drifting off that way.
Anything that we didn't cover you want to talk about before we close up shop here?
So if you're wanting to get into like any type of Pokemon thing or just any type of competitive thing, just do a quick Google search. It is a great way to meet people. I know I said I hate people or dislike people, whatever it was. I actually like people. I just don't like people in the competitive nature that is high competitive play. If we're sitting over here for funsies, it's great. But then when someone's over here like watching every move I make and concentrating on everything, I get nervous and it freaks me out. That's the worst part of all that. So don't dislike people. I dislike that part of it.
Sure. Just strangers just staring you down, waiting on you.
Yeah. The most words I've said to you is like 12, and now you're going to judge call me. Okay.
Memphis, how about you? Any final thoughts?
Yeah, so kind of piggybacking off of what Billy was saying, if you're wanting to get into a competitive game, be it Pokemon, Magic, any trading card game, anything competitive, really, I would highly recommend sitting down and talking to yourself, to some friends, anyone, and just setting healthy goals and expectations for yourself, right? When I first got into Magic, I didn't do that. I was like, okay, I know how to play. There's no reason I cannot be the best. And I still feel that way about a lot of things. But I also recognize that, like, I can't just be the best at something immediately.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially in a game, a genre of games like TCGs that are RNG dependent. Like, you can be as great as anyone. Your Tord Reklevs, your Ezel GGs. Those are two of the best TCG players in the world. But at the end of the day, like, they don't win everything.
Yeah.
You're not just going to win everything. But what matters is recognizing, hey, I'm reaching these goals. I'm getting more consistent. And as you reach those goals, set more realistic ones. And then when you are good enough to where you're like, yeah, I want to win worlds this year.
Yeah.
Even when you're good enough to win worlds, that's not a real expectation people have for themselves.
Sure.
What's your current goal right now?
Mine?
Good
question.
Well, one is to win the VGC Cup at Druids in 2 weeks.
There you go.
And the other is to win the TCG Cup at Druids, whenever that is, because I want that sweet Mega Venusaur mat.
Oh, that'll be December.
But
Nice.
outside of that, I did recently. Well, I say recently. Today, I applied for a travel grant with FCBC Sleeves to go to a regional in next
Nice.
year. So my goal is to, if I get that, start prepping, make sure that regional is the most prepared I've ever been for a TCG event because I'm going to make it count.
Nice. Very cool, man. There's so much more to this world than I know. Like I didn't know like travel grants were a thing you could even like. I didn't know this existed. That makes sense of like that. Yeah.
It's actually really cool because this is a new one that they literally announced today. FCBC and Beach Pod podcasts, or I can't remember their exact name to shout them out. It's someone I just recently started following. So
yeah.
apologies if y'all happen to see this. But it's actually really cool because FCBC is my favorite brand of sleeves, and I saw that they were doing that, and I'm like, whoa, okay. I can't really go to regionals. That's out of my price limit right now. I'm going to apply. And if I get it, awesome. If not, I'm glad someone is getting it, right?
Sure. Yeah. Well, nice. Yeah, that's all really helpful to hear. I think my tendency is like I'm okay not being the best at something. Like I'm not that competitive by nature. However, I hate being the worst at something, and that's something like I cannot fathom and stand that. Like it drives me nuts to come in last place, and that'll happen. And I think that's encouraging of like, hey, even if you're in last place, like if you've learned something, like that's not a failure. That's just where you're at right now, and kind of ability to or an opportunity to keep doing better. So that's helpful to hear. Well, we have one final little bit here. It is the "What are you playing?" segment. We go one name, one game. What are you playing? Billy, we'll start with you. What are you playing?
I am currently playing Digimon Time Strangers Story Time Strangers? Digimon Time Strangers. I don't know the full title.
Whatever that is. Memphis, how about you? What are you playing right now?
Currently, it is Hades. I'm finishing up Hades because Hades 2 recently came out, and I'm
nice
to finish it to get into it. Love roguelikes.
Very nice. And I haven't played Hades 2 yet, but it's tempting. But I have been playing Super Mario Galaxy on 3D All Stars. I haven't paid for it, so well, I did pay for it, but back in 2020 when it came out the first time. Well, thank you all for joining me, guys. Billy, we'll start with you here again. Where else are you out on the internet?
So follow me on Druid's Lair Discord, my personal Discord where I talk nonsense, and then follow me on X. I'm trying to complete the entire home Pokedex. So I'm going to record that, and then all of our events on X going forward.
Very nice. Memphis, how about you? Where else are you out on the internet?
You can find me on Twitch. It is Memphis71. You can find me on X, the Everything app, at Memphis71 as well. I'm also in Discord. I think it's just Memphi on Discord. But yeah,
very nice.
I don't stream as often as I used to, but Memphis71, check me out.
Nice. And I'll link those down in the description so you'll get direct access to Memphis. And thank you all for listening in. You can follow us on the major podcasting services or on YouTube. You can press all the good buttons there if you enjoy this conversation. You can also find us on the proper socials at Quick Play Pod. And let us know what competitive games are you playing? What tournaments are you entering into? But that's all the time we have for today. Thanks. Bye.